There can be only one podcast, and may it be the Prince of the Universe. Hi, folks, I'm Matt. Yeah, I finally finished it. I'm not excited. Before I do that, though, before I talk about... You know what? No, I will not let this be the ending of my conversation. Let's go ahead and get into it. So I finally watched Agatha All Along. And this is what... Maybe I'll talk about this for 5 minutes, maybe 10. If it's 15, it'll amaze me. I have other things I'd rather be talking about. But it was Agony All Along. It was completely horrible. I had a feeling and questioned, is this the worst Marvel TV show I have ever seen? The answer so far is no. Obviously, since I'm watching it now, means that something in my quest to rewatch older or stuff I'd failed to watch, early MCU TV shows. I went back and watched some of them that I either stopped on, quit on, or just never watched before. And the deal was, before I hit next episode, do I really want to watch one of these, or would I rather be watching Agatha All Along? And finally, one Marvel TV show is so bad that I decided I'd rather be watching Agatha All Along. Now, that doesn't mean this is a good TV show. In fact, to my knowledge, right now, it stands as the second worst show ever created in the MCU. That's saying a lot. The reason it won is a few simple reasons. One, Agatha All Along, I pray, I hope, will only go one season. The episodes were shorter than the other show that I hate, and there were less of them per season. I'm being honest. This is how I made my decision on which one was worse. Because Agatha All Along is shorter in episodes and in running time, it won. It's not a ringing endorsement. There's not one thing I liked about this. Someone said, oh, wait till you get the last episode. It's really cool. No, it's not. And it ends on a cliffhanger. First off, and spoilers, this show has been over for quite some time, but spoils. Bruce hasn't even seen it. He's not even motivated to watch MCU shows anymore, unless there's something like Hit Monkey, which I still haven't seen, but I will be watching in the near future. But the problem with Agony All Along begins with the story of Who Cares. It's a spinoff from WandaVision, right? WandaVision, spinoff of the Avengers story, which is fine. I liked it. Still probably one of the top MCU TV shows they ever made. It was excellent. And this is a spinoff of that one with a character I really didn't care about. Agatha. She was the villain. Agatha Harkness in the last episode. She's revealed. It was her all along. Okay, but I don't care about this character. And she's trying to get her powers back, and she walks the witch's road. And it turns out to be all a scam. Just ripping off an even poorer execution. It's like someone who heard the story from WandaVision and goes, ooh, maybe I can recreate that in a way crappier tune. Because it turns out that this is all a fever dream of her son, who's grown up. Big reveal, the boy in it. It turns up being Wanda's son, all grown up. The superhero called Wiccan in the Marvel comic books. And he has the same super duper power like his mother. He can make the imaginary reality or whatnot. But the thing is, every adventure, it's these 40-plus-year-old women, maybe 50s, maybe 60s, 70s, whatever, and they're doing the most mundane things. They talk like they're bad, they're not scared of nothing. They're tough girls, but they run around screaming and panicking every episode. There's one whole episode. They just drink wine in a house and talk about the the tropes people have of witches. Well, when did we get warts on our nose? And why is green? And honey, I'd never look good in black. I don't never look good in black, even after Labor Day or whatever. I don't know. None of it's funny. None of it's landing. Why are we all drinking wine? And some rich, because then there's a test, because the wine ends up being poisoned. They have to get out of it. And then the next one is there's it goes into a 70s vibe, and they're all in 70s clothes. And what is it? They have to make their own music. And so they form a band. I'm not making this up. They form a band and perform a song, which is what they've been chanting, the windy road, the witch's road. But it's like, the windy road, the witch's road, oh yeah. And it's a whole music video. And it's supposed to be stylish, right? Because we're supposed to say, ha, 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 ha. Remember the 70s? Ha, ha, ha. The old big hair bands and stuff like that. That's what they're doing. They're riffing on it. Ha, ha, ha. Look at this mockery of what a music video would. No, it's garbage is what it is. It's garbage. Agony all along. Then, I can't believe I've talked about this for 5 minutes. Can we go 10? Let's see. Yeah, I'm sure we're not done yet. The other one, they get to the 80s version. Every episode, they have to go to it's a different theme. And this one's remember the 80s parties, the sleepovers, where you all get out the Ouija board? And then, of course, every place they go in, there's a trap. And they have to figure out how to get out of that trap, And a few episodes in, one of the witches dies. She doesn't survive the poison. Okay, she dies before they give her the cure, I think. I can't remember. I don't even care anymore. And then another one dies later on. It tells her whole backstory before she dies. And we're supposed to feel sorry for this old woman. You don't. It's completely dumb. Because now they're reading tarot cards, I guess. And if they don't put the tarot cards in order, then, again, I'm not making this up, swords fall from the ceiling and maybe kill them. Okay, so a sword falls. Wouldn't you just pick that sword up and then stand in that area? Because there's swords all over the ceiling. So then that way you'd be safe, right? You'd pick a section where swords haven't fallen. I mean, they've already fallen. They won't fall again. There's no, it's a sense of danger. Oh no, we're going to get killed by a sword, by a falling sword. And before that, in between, there's episodes where they're talking like, yeah, we're the baddest witches ever. Yeah, don't mess with me. I'll turn you into a toad and whatnot. They're all talking smack. But then when they get trapped, they start screaming their heads off again. And then I don't know. I could hardly pay attention the whole time. So this is probably my fault. There are these witch creatures coming after them, but they're gone after one episode. But they're supposed to be chasing them throughout the road the whole time. But we only see them for like 2 episodes. And then that story, I guess, was wrapped up. I don't know. Maybe I fell asleep with my eyes open. Agony all along. I was just trying to find what's the safe word, witches, to make the agony stop. Instead of 38 minutes an episode, which I appreciate, you didn't go the full 40. What say we just make it 8-minute episodes? You make it 8-minute episodes, I may move you up. I may move this show up a ping or bit. You may be above Echo. Well, hold on, I won't go that far. You may be above Secret Invasion. 8-minute episodes. 8 minutes all along. There you go. But anyway, swords falling from the ceiling are really scaring them. But don't worry, someone stops the whole thing because she can read tarot cards. And then somehow the room turns upside down and she falls on all the swords and dies. Okay. And we see a flashback of her childhood. Okay. That's not. I don't feel bad for this witch. And then at the end, which is the dumbest thing ever, second to the end, they find out that they went in a circle the whole time. And they're, screaming, no, this can't be fair. No, no, no. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to watch this all again. Wouldn't it be great if they just started back with episode 1 and just kept going on and on and on again? But not called episode 1, just called episode 10. Just a repeat. I don't know. It just was total garbage. But of course, Wiccan turns out to be, they find out he's Maximoff's child in the second to the last episode, I think. And everyone's mad because Agatha's been hiding it, I guess. I don't know. I don't care. And it turns out that he was the one who created the Witch's Road because there was no such thing. And this was just a trick that Agatha used over time for the past 200 years. And to trick witches into giving them her power. And when it happened, when they opened up the Witch's Road, she was shocked. But then she realized, aha, Wiccan the whole time. So it was Wiccan all along. Did they sing a little jingle for that? I don't think so. Oh my goodness. The second to the last episode, though, showed something else I thought was just really, well, I can't say really dumb. Death is in it. And there's some cool images when the light's moving across her face and the girl's face becomes a skeleton. Death is in the Marvel comic books. Thanos is in love with Death, Lady Death. There's a hilarious Deadpool comic where Deadpool is always flirting with Death, because Death is his girl, but he never gets to stay long because he always rejuvenates. But anyway, it's nice to see Death. Nice to see them, not that they did anything. Agatha really, I still don't understand why this happened, but she had a son. Death appeared to her. I don't know how she got the son. And there's a rumor that she traded her son for her own life. And I guess the death was coming for her, but it was actually coming for her son. So she said, I will give you time. And the time was just 6 years. Okay. 6 years. Okay. And then her son dies. Death takes, the son wakes up, sees Death in the woods. I'm not making this up. Death says, come, Death motions to him to follow him. So he kisses his mama goodbye and runs off with Death. And then the next morning, the kid's still in her arms, but she wakes up and he's dead. And she knows that Death, Lady Death, has taken him. And she wanted more time with him. I guess we're supposed to feel bad for Agatha. Maybe. I don't know. I don't care. You did such a piss poor job. I can't believe it's been 10 minutes now. And you did such a piss poor job of making us care about the character that even when it comes to the moment, we should be it should be tugging out our heartstrings, this. No, because the windy road, the Witch's Road, is a myth, and he created the song, the boy did, or they both did, I don't know. But somehow all witches know about the road, but it's a myth made up by Agatha and her son who trapped witches all the time so that Agatha could suck all their power out. I don't get it. And Agatha at the end dies. She kisses Death, dies, and in the next episode we find out she's a ghost. And this is part of her plan the whole time, but we don't know why. Because when Wiccan's trying to get rid of her, like do a spell, I mean, honestly, the last episode is basically the flashback to who Agatha was with her son and what really happened to her son and yada, yada, yada. So we can feel bad for her, but she's just being an annoying comedic relief ghost in front of Wiccan, scaring him so bad that he does an incantation trying to get rid of her. But instead opens up a door to the netherworld so that he can find his brother, the other brother from WandaVision. He's going to find his brother. And he and Ghost Agatha look at each other and go, whenever one door closes, another one opens. That's the whole thing in the series. That's what they say. With great responsibility comes great power. I don't know. Anyway, but so they walk off into the light, which is the most horrifying. There is no stinger at the end of the credits. Unfortunately, I checked to see, and there wasn't, which still makes it one of the worst TV shows ever. But there's going to be a sequel. That's horrifying. I hope they've stopped. I hope Agatha bombed with viewers, and I hope they just end it like that and never do a part 2. There's no reason to, again, we turn out it was all a dream storyline. It was all a dream. Oh, but they revealed it was all, yes, like they did in Wanda's reality. That was a nice pull. But all the characters in her imaginary world were real. They were living out real lives. They just, the city around them and their minds were wiped. Okay. It's like a Truman Show or something like that. I get it. I'm fine with that. But the witches all died on this imaginary journey in this imaginary world he took them to that doesn't exist. I don't understand it. I don't want to understand it because it's teetotal garbage too. I mean, unbearably, mind-numbingly dumb. But here, I'll give it credit. Another reason it's not the worst is because in the worst show, which I'll talk about later, maybe on another episode, I can't do too much misery in one episode here. But one series, absolutely nothing happens. A whole season goes by and nothing happens. Like watching a lot of seasons from The Sopranos. If you're looking for an overarching story, you're not going to get it. Okay? This one, but at least Sopranos has interesting characters that keep you engaged. This one, no, just boring all the way through. Agatha All Along had things happen. I thought they were stupid. I thought they were dumb. I thought they didn't make sense, but something was happening. So there you go. Is this a ringing endorsement? Why Agatha got second to last in MCU shows of all time? I really hope they stop. I don't know what they're doing next. I remember I did talk to Bruce not too long ago. Wonder Man, Daredevil's coming back. I just hope they don't ruin it. Because I do like the characters. I do like Kingpin. I think he's coming back too. I just hope they don't screw it up. And I want to say the animated ones I don't really watch that much, but I want to say there's another TV show. Everyone's going to be screaming at me. By the time I'll look this up and see. But I don't know. I truly do not know if they can right the ship with these TV shows. Because Wonder Man, not really. No, thank you. Not really interested. It doesn't really excite me. Next. Oh, I did hear, never mind. I did hear they were doing more episodes of X-Men 97, which was nice. So that would be nice. Oh, wait. Yes, I know. Ironheart. That was another one coming out. Yeah, no. Oh, garbage. But X-Men 97, the cartoon, yes, I would watch that. That was actually pretty good. Surprisingly good. But overall, Agatha All Along, just junk. A waste of time. A waste of space even. And I have gone over 15 minutes on talking about this series. Shame on me. Shame on me. It's time to move on. It doesn't deserve this much airtime. It's that bad. When am I going to learn? Right? Maybe I'm not going to learn. Maybe I feel like, and now I know why. I make fun of people who review new Star Wars shows and books and just crap on them. Well, you already knew it was going to be crap. Why are you doing it? Well, now maybe I know the feeling. I used to do this because Bruce watches them like months, year later, you know. At least I'm going back and watching all the old ones. It's just something to do. I don't watch many streaming shows. So this gives me something to stream and watch, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I need to find better shows. I don't know. I definitely need to find better shows. But when I'm eating food for like 10 minutes at work, I can watch 10, 15 minutes. Or I'll be honest, a lot of times this is the Agatha All Along's playing in the background while I'm doing something else. And if something sounds interesting, I'll look over. I'm listening, but there's no reason to watch this. But anyway, and the thing is, though, Bruce always promises, since Secret Invasion, oh yeah, I'm going to watch that soon. And he never does. Same thing with Agatha All Along. So I should know better. He's not going to do these with me. I don't blame him either, because they're garbage. But anyway, let me talk about some good stuff I saw, because I did see 3 excellent documentaries that were so much fun to view. The first one was, well, the most recent one, I should say, was John Williams, the one on John Williams. If you don't know, John Williams, master musician, created great scores like E.T., of course, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Jaws, and many, many millions more. You know, Jurassic Park, Harry Potter, the list goes on and on and on. What the man did is incredible in one lifetime, okay? So, good on him. It's a great documentary. It talks about the music, has a lot of big stars, talks about his humble beginnings, you know, why he did the things he did, and why he made certain decisions and how he got that far in his career. He had trials, he had tribulations like a lot of us did, but in the end, you know, he came out on top and he's living a happy life and he likes to play golf even though he sucks at it. That was hilarious. So that one I can highly recommend. Now, yeah, I love John Williams, but if you love John Williams' music, I do think you get to hear a lot of people making what's the good word? They're just being very complimentary toward John Williams and all of his scores and telling you why they're so good. And it's fun to hear them listen to the tune again during their interview and get excited like, oh, here it comes. Yeah. And they're just really loving his music. And as someone who likes contemporary musicians and I love soundtracks, I don't blame them. I know exactly how they feel. So I felt like I was watching something that was made for me, right? Right? Like someone ranking all the my favorite energy drinks. Yes, I want to see that video. I do, because I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be awesome. I want to see it. Another one I didn't. It was a movie I saw. It wasn't a documentary. Now that I think about it, but it was a movie I saw called Saturday Night, about the opening night of Saturday Night Live. It was okay. I expected it to be something else. Maybe the stories behind the scenes were true. I was hoping to see pictures afterwards, that they'd show you that, yes, this whole thing was true, but they didn't show that. And now I'm trying to think of the other two documentaries right now. Oh, Christopher Reeves. Duh. There it is. Christopher Reeves. Excellent. Excellent. Man, Christopher Reeves was a great guy. And it sucked. He had this freak accident. He fell right on his head off of a horse accident, which paralyzed him for the rest of his life. And even though he tried really hard to get out of that chair and do what he could, he never could. But to everyone, he was a trooper. He had a positive outlook in life. And it's a very inspiring story, kind of sad story too. But to be honest, Christopher Reeves was underappreciated. He did lots of other stuff that wasn't Superman and got panned by critics. I have seen some of his other movies, and they're fine. They're not the best thing in the world, but they're fine. But he is Superman, man. I hate Superman, but I love Christopher Reeves as Superman. And I can't remember, I think it was his son said his favorite scene in Superman, and it's mine too, is when he takes off the glasses in the first one and straightens up. To kind of bow up to reveal to Lois that he's Superman, but then all of a sudden thinks about it and says, nope, puts the glasses on and automatically transforms into a different character called Clark Kent. I've never liked that glasses are the reason. That's his disguise, his glasses. Lois Lane, the smartest reporter in the world, can't tell a man when he's wearing glasses and when he's not. She can't tell the difference. She can't say, hey, you look just like Clark, who I also look at all the time, I work with. It's so dumb. But the way Christopher Reeves portrays the two, yes, I believe it. They're total opposites. It's fantastic. The only other person I've seen pull that off was, what's his face? William Dafoe, the Green Goblin. When in the new Spider-Man movie, when he didn't have his mask on, you could tell when it was evil and good Green Goblin. You knew the moment he became evil. And it's just William Dafoe's face and his demeanor. He changed right before our eyes, and that was excellent. That was fantastic. Only other person able to do that is Christopher Reeves. With a pair of glasses, he's able to change the view of his character. Beautiful, beautiful. Speaking of, another movie I saw was Hitman. Hitman was actually enjoyable, based off a true story, which I did not know. It's got Glenn Campbell. That's not his name, but Glenn something. He was in Top Gun. He was in, what's another movie he was in that I like? Twisters. And it seems like this is an actor that I'm going to love. So if from now on, if this dude's in a movie, even though I don't know his name, I'm going to watch him. I'm going to watch him because he makes fantastic films. And Hitman was another good one. Good choice by him. Great pick. Let me see. What else? Any other movies or anything else? I saw one more documentary about the Expos, the Montreal Expos. And I'm a baseball fan, of course. I'm a baseball lover. And anything with the Expos, it's called something French, Nos Amours, the Saga of the Montreal Expos. Okay? The Saga of the Expos of Montreal. I don't care. Anyway, Expos documentary, it's excellent. While the city of Montreal pines away wanting to have their baseball team restored. If you don't know, the Expos were a team. I'm not going to bore you with sports here. We only got a few minutes left. Bear with me. Even if you don't like baseball, I think you'd enjoy this. They had a sports team. After the strike in 94, they lost the team. They got moved down to Washington, D.C., became the Nationals. Ever since then, Montreal, which isn't a big metropolitan area, they're like a Milwaukee, Wisconsin or whatnot, they want baseball back. And they have made every effort. And this is the struggle. And this documentary came out a few years ago. But this is their ongoing struggle to get the Expos, or any team, to come back and play baseball. They talk about Expo greats, Expo great moments. They have Expo fans. My brother met one of these when he was up north. Some guy was walking around in an Expo shirt. He went, whoa, are you in Expos? He said, yeah, I love the Expos. He went, well, what's your favorite team now? He went, the Expos. He went, Wait, they don't play anymore. He said, yep, that's why I don't watch baseball. But if they ever come back, I'll watch them. So there's some diehard Expos. That kind of warms my heart. The Expos haven't been a team in 20 years. And 30 years now. 30 years, I think it's been. So, and you still want them to come back? That's wonderful. That's beautiful. I love that. And I mean, there's Expo. You can buy Expo shirts and everything everywhere. I almost bought one after watching this. It's like, maybe I'm an Expo fan. And I got to admit, if the Mets changed their name and moved somewhere else, I wouldn't be a Mets fan anymore. I may not even I would like baseball, but wouldn't cheer for anyone. And so I kind of, my heart went out to the city of Montreal and how much, they're just interviewing all these old players or, big fans. And they're telling them why they love the Expos so much. And I was like, yeah, get something in Montreal. Now, I heard, you never know anything for certain. But of course, if you don't know, baseball is looking to expand. And I believe Montreal is on that short list. And here's for me to hoping that the Expos come back. I would love to see the Expos come back. There's no other team that's been gone in my lifetime that I want back. There's certain teams I wish they'd leave. I really thought Tampa might be going to Montreal, but last I heard, I think they're going to Steinbrenner Field to play because their field got destroyed during the last hurricane. But for the people of Montreal, yeah, I really hope that they're able to get their baseball team back. I think that would be awesome. Anyway, though, it's good. I will always watch a baseball. I'm a sucker for a baseball documentary. Of course, the best one being Ken Burns' Baseball, which I have seen 3 times in my life, including the extra innings add-on that he did, and I will watch them. In fact, whenever it's playing, I sit down. Like my brother was watching the one from the 70s or 80s baseball, and I sat down and I've seen these before, but I watched it with him, and we were talking. That documentary is so good. It is so good, and I love it. I will be watching it again in my lifetime. Maybe 2 or 3 more times in my lifetime because it is one of the best documentaries. But any documentary about baseball, like I saw one on Knuckleballers, which I loved, Nolan Ryan, which is great. Of course I'm a big baseball fan, but those documentaries if they can tell a good story. There's one on Yogi Berra. It ain't over till it's over. It's great. It's great. I love baseball documentaries. And I know baseball is not everyone's thing, but it is mine. So there's some documentaries. In fact, let me give you some other recommendations on what you should watch instead of Agatha All Along. Maybe you should watch Paint Dry on the Side of a Barn. Maybe you can watch a centipede slowly make its way across your porch and then get baked into the sun, curl up into a little ball, and dry out into a husk just to get swept out the door during your next cleaning. There's a lot of other things you can watch too. You can watch your grass grow. You can watch the wind blow through trees all day. You can just sit up close at the side of a door and just look at the door frame as close as you can for a good 38 minutes and get more entertainment out of that than you could out of Agatha All Along. I cannot tell you, words cannot describe. I just finished the show. Words cannot describe how bad that show is. Now, I heard that since the success of Deadpool Wolverine, that they are thinking about, changing the direction of Marvel. I hope they do. But will they? I don't know. I don't know if that's a lesson anyone's learned. In fact, I know these other movies, TV shows. Ironheart and, what else? Ironheart, whatever other crap they have going out. That stuff was already in the can. So there's nothing they can do with that. But maybe moving forward, they can make some positive changes, make some good decisions, get some better shows and better ideas. And most importantly, how about this? How about better story writing? Better story writing would be leaps and bounds better. At this point, I remember when I watched Winter Soldier, I thought it was good up until the last 2 episodes and went, I remember Miss Marvel, the first 2 episodes. I said, okay, I'm into this. And then the last of them sucked. So, I miss those days where there was some brilliance at the beginning and it failed, or brilliance all the way through, but didn't stick the landing. That was all what my complaints were back then. And now those shows, goodness gracious, Miss Marvel's on the list of better shows in the Marvel universe. I mean, MCU TV not doing so well. Shape up, ship out. Just stop making them if you can't make it well. And I have a feeling that all these others, Wonder Man, Ironheart, whatever, besides X-Men 97, but all these other shows that are coming out, they're just not going to hold a candle. I just don't think so. But let me know in the comments below what you think about Agatha all along, and I'll see you next time on Princes of the Universe.